Shalom, I'm Rabbi Dov Linzer, and this is Parsha Wisdom, and I'd like to share with you a thought on this week's Parsha. This week's Parsha is Parshat Vayeshev, the story of Joseph and his brothers, Joseph's dreams, being thrown into the pit by his brothers, sold down to Egypt, which ultimately culminates in the story of the Exodus. And right there, at the critical moment, at the critical point in the story where Joseph is thrown into the pit, a moment before that is a turning point which goes by so fast that if you blink, you'll miss it. And that's Joseph is going to Shechem, looking for his brothers, and he can't find them. And the verse says, V'nei to'eh basadeh. He's wandering in the field. And a man finds him and says, what are you looking for? He says, I'm looking for my brothers. The man says, oh, I heard they went to Dotan. And Yosef goes to Dotan. His brothers see him coming, and the entire story ensues. And I've also often thought to myself, what would have been if that man would not have found Joseph? What would have been if that man had not said, oh, I heard your brothers went to Dotan? Nothing in the story would have happened. The entire course of Jewish history would have been completely different. It's true that they wouldn't have suffered in Egypt, but they also would not have had the exodus from Egypt. They would not have had all of the miracles, standing at Mount Sinai. Everything would have been different if that man had not found Joseph and said, oh, I heard they went that way. And I've often thought to myself, who are those people in our lives? Who are those people, that man, that woman, that when we were to'eh basadeh, when we were wandering, when we didn't know where we should be going, they just said in a passing comment, oh, maybe you should think about X. Oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about this possibility? And we listen to them, we follow their advice, and the entire course of our lives have changed as a result. Somebody said, oh, I hear you're looking to try to find a career. Maybe you want to consider this. Or maybe you want to speak to that professor. Maybe you want to take this course. I hear you're hearing to get married. You should speak to this person. They know a lot of good people. Maybe you want to talk to them. And that has changed. We followed that. And one thing led to another. And our entire lives have changed as a result. Just to share personally, I have two boys that are on the autism spectrum. And when they were small, ages of like 5 and 7, they were a major challenge for us. A lot of effort. One of them in particular had social emotional issues. And not only did they demand a lot of us as parents, but it was very hard for us to find a Jewish home for them. The schools weren't working for them. They had to go to a secular special ed school. The camps weren't working for them. The shul wasn't working for them. They had no Jewish community. And there was one woman, her name was Shana, a student of my wife's, and she said to us at a certain point, oh, you should look into this summer camp in Camp Ramah Darom over in southern Georgia. They do a special program for kids like yours, and it's called Camp Yofi. You should look into it. And we said, no, it won't work. It's not right. She said, no, take a look. It might be really right for you. And we took a look, and it was the perfect program for us at that time in our lives, the perfect program for our boys. We were supported. They were supported. They found a community that was both a Jewish community and a special ed community. They actually were able to grow in their Yiddishkeit and to be supported and have a community because of this one woman's casual suggestion. Oh, I heard you're looking. Maybe you want to go this way. Maybe I've heard that, your brothers are in Dotan. And then we seize on that, and our entire lives have changed. And this has happened to me in other circumstances as well. And a few times I've actually had the opportunity to be that man, where I remember a time where a parent said to me, my daughter is struggling with orthodoxy in the modern world. Maybe you'll talk to her. This was 20 years ago. I spoke with her for a half hour. I don't even remember what I said. 10 years later, the man said, you entirely changed the course of life for my daughter. It made all the difference. So I ask us to ask ourselves, who were those people in our lives? And the rabbis say that man wasn't a man. He was an angel. Because those people in our lives are truly angels, are truly sent by God. And they're able to have an impact because they don't dictate to us what we should do. They say, oh, I heard your brothers are in Dotan. And we own that decision and we follow that. And then our entire lives have changed. So let's take a moment to reflect on who were those angels in our lives, and maybe give them a call before Shabbos and say, thank you. Thank you for that suggestion, that passing comment you made 10 years ago, 20 years ago. It's really made all the difference. And they might not even know what you're talking about, but let us express our thanks. And let us ask ourselves, How can we be that man? How can we sometimes make that casual suggestion that's able to really point someone in the right direction and lead to the trajectory of their history, of their lives? Shabbat Shalom.